liar I ever seen in my life.
It is.
I was telling my friends today, we all going to be Democrats here.
Good.
Because you are Democrat and all of us will be Democrat. I was Republican. When Trump came in the picture, I became a Democrat. I supported Hillary, Joe Biden, now Canada, so we can finish this job forever.
Thank you.
That's all it
Thank
is.
you.
More
Well,
questions?
And I got few friends that are Republicans here for Trump, but you know, they don't mind because that's the way I talk, the truth.
Well, look, I want to tell you something about what you just said about Donald Trump, okay? And look, I don't know Donald Trump personally. I know a lot of people who know him. And a lot of people like him and think he's really funny and handsome and so forth. But my wife agrees with you. But the point is this, he's following the playbook that other dictators have followed. And this is the real problem. He tried to overthrow the U.S. Constitution in 2021. That riot on January 6th was clearly illegal, and the prosecutors have submitted the evidence, and it's out in public. Presidents that don't support the Constitution, how can you trust him? He took an oath to support and defend the Constitution, and he tried to overthrow it. So, to me, it's an open and shut case, and I appreciate what you're saying in your support. I don't want to beat a dead horse, as we say in Arkansas. So if everybody here is all set to vote Democratic, I'm really happy. But I want to make sure you know why, so that you have the arguments and the evidence to persuade anybody who might have a concern.
Happening, we felt the liberation already. And I know your effort when you went down because your was to fly 5,000 miles above, which you couldn't see the targets so clearly, and you give the order to go lower, which risked the lives of the American soldiers, but you know that was necessary in order to help the people there who were getting massacred. And my question here today is, and I hope you will speak to Pamela Harrison, and why is Serbia being so spoiled? So, first in genocide, then it was in United Nations, then they did a genocide in Bosnia, and nothing happened. They still receiving all kinds of funds from America, from Europe, from everywhere, and they play in double and triple role with Russia, with China, and America tried to bring them closer, not to go to Russia. We understand that, but it should not be in our cost. We should not be the bait for it, and we should not pay the price for that. We paid enough our price with our lives, with our freedom, and Serbia, as you know, they only know one language, and that's the language of force. And they will never do anything, whatever you're going to give them, they will still stay pro-Russia. And we should not support that kind of things. Like if a bully bullies somebody else, we should not support that bully. The bully should be punished. And because it was not punished, so they did in Banjska a year ago. They tried with forces. It was proven that it was all directed from Belgrade. The weapons that they were brought there were humongous, and they came, and force is there, but they didn't do nothing to stop it. It was our police who had to face them and fight with them one-on-one and making them leave. And we could have done a lot more harm to them, but we didn't want to do nothing in the area where it was a church, like the Orthodox church, and they wanted to use that as a propaganda. Look, they harmed even the Armenian church or Orthodox church, which we didn't do that, and it was very smart from our police not to do that. But my question again is is Pamela Harrison going to do anything about it to stop the Serbs' aggression? Every time they try to threaten us, they brought the military 4 times in the border, and our prime minister asked to put the zone again, the neutral zone is 5 kilometers, so they cannot come closer to our borders. and it will be great if you can do anything about that. Thank you very much again. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America, and thanks for all the effort that you have done so far.
So, first of all, I can't make any promises about Vice President Harris and what she's going to do or say. And the reason is, she hasn't had the freedom. She's working for the President of the United States. And basically, the Vice President works for the President. And she follows and tries to support. And in my view, it's time to relook this, what you just were talking about, these enclaves, because they're not acceptable to the people of Kosovo. And that's what the people of Kosovo are saying we don't want this. So you're exactly right in what you say. You shouldn't punish the victims of aggression. You shouldn't do that. Now, my personal view is that it would be a mistake to do this, because we know these Serb monasteries in the past were centers of violence and terrorism. They stored weapons and they supported the Serb nationalists and the paramilitaries. And we don't want to see that come back again in Kosovo. You have a good constitution in Kosovo. I'm sorry that Serbia doesn't like it, but Serbia's got to live in the real world. And I think with Vice President Kamala Harris, when she gets into office, she'll see it very clearly. She spent her life in justice. She's a former prosecuting attorney. She knows the difference between right and wrong. And I think we'll make good headway with her. But I know on the other side what Mr. Trump is going to do. So the choice you have is pretty clear. If people go with Mr. Trump, I'm not saying you are, but if your friends go with Mr. Trump because you're concerned about what's happening in Kosovo today, he's going to make it much worse. He'll pull K4 out. He'll cut a deal with Serbia. You'll lose probably everything north of the Ibar River. And you probably end up with those enclaves anyway. So I think, the only reasonable choice is Kamala Harris. And if I have a chance to speak to her, I will carry your message right to her.
Thank you for your service. First question is how we can allow, or Albanian Americans are very unhappy with our State Department, what's going on in Kosovo, and how they treat current government. I believe in democracy. I believe Serbian people in Kosovo to have all their rights like all the other people. But the way they treat in Kosovo, Albanian Americans are very, very unhappy with State Department. Question is, you think anything going to change with new administration? And number two, why they are allowing Vučić to play games for so long? We know who are his allies, who are his people. Dačić, Vulin, all these people are connected to mafia, connected to crime, and they don't believe in democracy. Connected to Russia. He don't go to Russia because he knows it's better to send somebody else. But all the information he gets from Putin, he gets from his people. Why our government allows an EU, because it's very dangerous. What they learn like a little kid. You can steal one apple. Next day you can steal 2 apples. Next 5 days you will steal more and more. The question, you are expert in all these things, so these are my questions. And again, thank you for being here with us. And you are always with our hearts, with our families, because you are a true hero, true American, but you are not just American general, you are Albanian American general, forever. And we love you.
This is a very important question. It's a very important thing you're saying. It's very important. Look, we have to put Kamala Harris in office, and she's got to understand what's happening, and we've got a chance with her that she can fix this. I understand you're unhappy. I'm unhappy with it too. But she didn't do it. It was done around her. She didn't have any control over it. If she were here, I know she'd agree with you and what you're saying. I know she would. But I can't speak for her. And what I will do is I will carry your message back to her as best I can. But in the meantime, I think you have to expect and trust her to do the right thing, not what the State Department's doing right now.